Hey, what's up, everyone? Thanks for tuning in. So, I wanted to give you guys an update on the trading here and basically let you know it's not going really well. Um, I want to break it down, share with you, I think, why that is, what's going on, and just really talk about it because trading, especially day trading in small caps, not an easy thing to do. And in the past, I've done quite well. There's been times I've done rough and I've come back from it and done better. And sometimes it can be a cycle, and it's really rough on a lot of aspects. Especially emotionally, mentally, and I've been trying my best here and really trying to work on getting better, but I just seem to be keep slipping here. So let's get you the update. Yesterday, I didn't give you the recap. I traded a few things yesterday, and this is all after getting off of my rough position with what was it? I can't remember the name. I had a short position with what was it? Not FBLs. Oh, ADGI. Okay. So my last video for you guys was with all about ADGI. Now this one, I've been getting into this issue, so I want to let you know my strategy typically in the past and what I've been trying to refine and get better on is basically it's day trading. It's finishing flat on the day. It's trading only throughout the middle of the day and typically taking scalp trades. So basically getting into trades and out of them pretty quickly, either within a few seconds, sometimes to just a few minutes, and typically not really holding anything. And that has been my strategy for quite a while. And lately, because I've maybe gotten into just a few red days that were manageable, I have gotten into trades where I end up holding them when they go against me, and I thought there might have been a setup, and they suddenly start to go against me. I instead hold, which is never a good thing to do, and I start stepping out of my strategy, which was the scalping and trading quickly, to now holding positions, which is the worst thing you can do because I've had experience with bag holding in the past when I first started day trading, and it got me nowhere, and it's not a good thing to do. So you really gotta, I think the moral of the story here is you gotta kind of pick a strategy and stick with it. The more you jump in and out of things, the more inconsistency you're gonna see, and that's definitely the case. And more recently, I've fallen into some bad habits, and so ADGI being the first one of those a few days ago, when we had this big run up. Now I was working my strategy on the way up here, and just I didn't perform really that well on it, so I was kind of frustrated with that. And so I kind of switched gears and went into shorting. Now shorting is okay for me. I just need to work on the time frame I'm holding it. So with this one, like I said, if I want to short, that's fine. It just needs to be in a quicker time frame, and I shouldn't be holding it overnight. And anyways, this one moved up enough to where I thought a short would be a good position, and started shorting it probably a little bit too early in the game. But anyways, I think I got into an average size about what was it? It was about 13. I think it was about 13.20, 13.30 average price. But I had a big share size on this, and I was shorting it. So it moved all day and kind of did some sideways action, and it did go up a bit, which was not good, but then it came back down. So I figure I'm going to hold this thing. And once again, stepping out of my typical strategy and going into, I'm just going to hold this overnight. Okay. So it opens up next day and has a run up, and I lucked out and kept holding. Now, once again, you shouldn't be relying on luck or hope or any of that when you're trading. That's just not, a consistent strategy. It's going to be an absolute disaster. So It moved up, but anyways, it came back down, and I decided to hold. And so anyways, I capitalized on the trade, lo and behold, and I actually made some pretty good money on it, about $2,200. Actually, it was $2,400, so $2,400 on this trade, which actually worked out. But the thing is, I stepped out of my strategy, and I just bent the rules because, you know, it seemed good, and so it worked out. So that's scenario one. Now, had this gone completely against me, I just would have been screwed. I would have been down a massive amount and would have had to try to close out. So once again, it could have been really bad. And so today, I should say actually yesterday, I was trading PTPI. So this is where I got my ass handed to me basically today. And I'm just kind of sick and tired of it, and realize I've got to make this video. I've got to be honest with you guys, and I got to share my struggles and really work on them personally to try to get through them if I want to, continue trading, really. So, PTPI yesterday had a real big run up here, and I traded it to the long side, I think, and then at one point, I decided. Let me take that back. I think I did have a few scalp trades going up on this thing, and once we got into this stage here, it ripped up, went into a halt. Okay, and I decided, okay, plan here, buy the dip on the after the halt if I can get in. Ride the next leg up, worked perfectly, had a nice win there. But what happened was I was thinking this could go for another second leg, and I think I bought in right on this red candle, thinking we'd have a pullback and maybe another further rip. It went against me, and long story short, I started averaging down, thinking, let me just average down enough to where once we get another pop, I'll sell, break even, and I'll be done with it. Now, my problem here was I kept averaging in, which is never a good thing on losers, in my opinion. And it got low enough to where, we hit this rock bottom of 407. So what did I do? I was very tempted to just dump it. Probably should have. And either way, we got another run up. So now I'm getting into the whole thing of holding it, okay? Holding it much longer than I anticipated. I went into this thinking, I was going to get another scalp trade. Instead, I'm riding this roller coaster now to the downside and then eventually back up. So as it comes back up, I did have a average size, I believe is around 480, or it might have been 490. Either way, we got it up right up into this area where I was basically just about break even, maybe even a little profit. And I didn't sell because I thought, damn, we've gone through such a drastic run up, okay, a huge sell off. So if it's gone from this huge sell off all the way back up to here, I'm kind of bullish on it, and I'm thinking we can definitely break past at some point. So we come down a little bit more and then come up to retest it. There's chance to get out, and I thought, looks like it. We might get to that point. I'm just waiting to see if we can break out of it. And so second opportunity goes by and dips again, comes back up, goes to retest. I was thinking this time, okay, good chances for breakout. Another fake out. So drops to the downside, and at that point, here's the issue is that, yeah, I'm holding, and now the reason I'm holding as well is because I've got to go off. I got a doctor's appointment. So what I'm getting at is that, you've really got to think about your schedule in your life and your time to trade, because I've realized I've gone into, these bad habits and these bad moves of thinking, had I just scalp traded the entire thing and not held, I would have been okay. I would have taken a bit of a loss, but it would have been something to definitely easily recover from. Instead, I held throughout the entire thing. And on top of that, I knew I had appointments during the day that I'd have to go to. So now what I'm looking at is, I'm referring to yesterday, I'm just going to hold this. I'll pull it up on my phone. And, it's just never good to sit here and track stuff from your phone when you're going and, doing other things in life, because now I'm thinking about it a whole ton. I'm checking my phone constantly, and, your attitude changes, and it just was, basically impacting life. When you get into a trade that goes against you, and now you're trying to just wait for the time to get out, it's difficult. And I understand sometimes when you are in a trade, sometimes you need to, let a stock breathe and go into the positions that you think they're going to. But once again, this goes back to your strategy. What is your strategy? Like, you've got to write it out. You've got to be disciplined on it. You got to stick to it. And for me, I think I'm bending the rules too much for myself. I'm getting very undisciplined. And this one, anyways, yesterday, I turned it up, holding it the entire time, thinking, looking at the yearly chart and going, disregarding this candle and looking at it and going, okay, should I hold now? Should I hold longer for tomorrow? Maybe the next few days, to see if there is some kind of opportunity. So let's look at the yearly chart now. So I'm trying to almost convince myself that let's see if there's any opportunities on technical analysis here, where, there looks like a good setup. So let's see if I can draw it for you guys. What I was seeing here, this kind of supporting line right here. Once again, disregarding today. This is today, this last candle. And then, this whole area here where it's been flat, we've had this area of resistance, and then this ascending triangle, which looked like it had support. So, what it's been doing is coming up, going down quite a bit, but finding support along this line. And so I thought to myself, okay, well, it might continue to do that, and then I can eventually sell out maybe above $5 for a nice profit. Anyways, the whole deal here is that I switched my strategy and started holding this long term. And of course, it went against me, and today I paid for it. So let me show you today and show you why you don't switch up your strategy last minute. This today, pre-market, was, bouncing around for 413 a little bit. And then we got this complete flush from 4 all the way to 291. And just within that time frame, I was down on that trade 10K. And to see that, I was just so frustrated with myself, because once again, this is all self-inflicted pain. And I just hope this kind of helps someone doing this recap, to really share with you the struggle, and kind of when you don't get very, very, very serious on your strategy and your discipline. When you start breaking rules and start doing things like that and going, switching things around, this is what can happen. Now, sometimes, like I said, I lucked out with the ADGI and suffered minor casualties on this one. I actually had some good profits on it, right? And it worked out for me. But once again, it could have been way worse. It could have been the opposite scenario. And that's because I went against my typical strategy. So Anyways, guys, I wanted to update you what happened here today at the moment. It's still early in the day, but I might just be wrapping it up here for the entire day and take a breather and write some things down and get back to the basics, because it's really pointless, man. I'm just tired of beating myself up over this. Um, the market is really a beautiful thing, and if you are really disciplined and you hone your skill, I think for some people the market can be a great place to make money. And I've definitely done that in the past. And there's been times when I've had really consistent runs and made great money. Practically, there were days, on certain stretches where was making, $1,000 a day, which is incredible money. Only to, on after my consistent streaks, to get into bad habits and then start blowing a lot of those profits out of the water. So it's really crazy, but this is just the reality of it. And to get back to this, I started closing out of this position kind of on this pop-up, just trying to minimize some damage. And I did do that, but either way, it's sad because I ended up closing most of it right around this area here, right about 320, 326, and suffering a huge loss from it. So it was about an 8K loss there. And like I said, I'm just tired of these big losers, and my attitude and my frustration. And I think a lot of this could all be avoided by just really sticking back to my strategies. Part of the reason I do like my scalp trade, day trade strategy, is because I'm in and out, and whether it's I'm taking profits or losses, they're typically smaller, so it's less stressful on that scale. And then there's the whole time essence too. For me, I realize, at least in this strategy that I've been doing for a while, is when I get into the bad trades and I end up holding them for much longer, I'm now inducing that whole stress factor because I've gone against my strategy. Now I'm constantly, checking prices, and now I have other things to do in the day, right? That's why I like to close my trades, and just be done with it, so I don't have to go back and look at things. And I think for maybe some of you swing traders out there, correct me if I'm wrong. No, you might be better on your strategy, but I'd love to hear from some people and finding out, for those of you that do hold stocks or positions, longer than 10, 20, 30 minutes, and you hold it for hours and sometimes even days. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that, and how often you're thinking about the position you have, and how often you're checking your phone and going off and doing other things in life and still thinking about your trades. That's why I don't necessarily like swing trading as much. To me, it's just a little bit more stressful, and I end up thinking about it more. And I like day trading to be day trading, and for it to be quick. And I just need to go back to some basics and realize maybe I need to size down a whole lot more and get back to the basics. Because when you suffer the bigger losses, it's more emotional, and it's not supposed to be, but we're all human, and it does affect us in some way. So, I just, once again, I prefer kind of that strategy of in and out quickly. And when I'm done, I'm done. I can walk away, and I don't have worries of holding a position that could be going for me or against me. Because either way, even if it's going for you, you're still thinking about it and possibly checking it. And I like, this type of work to be work that is for the day, whether it's a few hours, and then just be done with it, and enjoy the rest of the day. So that's really what I got for you today. I'm just beaten up and kind of broken at this point, and I'm sure there's a lot of traders who have been through this before. And it's all about perseverance and whether you can get through it or not. And I think I can, but at the moment, I've gone to the kind of that extreme side of getting way out of hand. And I either need to take a break for a while and think about some things, or once again, maybe remove some money from my account and maybe start way smaller. Go back to maybe a small account challenge, and really work on more basics because I don't know, just not performing well at this moment. I'll show you this real quick to just wrap it up. Here was last month. So this is November. We're looking at this chart right now. This is my daily progress throughout November. I did quite well to some extent, and then I got into some bad habits. But lo and behold, I want to show you just the first portion of November. I was really doing really well and consistent and very happy with myself. I started the first day out of the gates making $1,300, and I was able to work up and just work up from that. In the first few days, get up to about almost $5,000, and then hit a really nice day and put in a couple more thousand on it. Got up to about $8,000 there. Had a drawdown, which was okay because I worked through it, got back up, and got up to $13,000 on the month. Now, for me, this is incredible money. This is great. And I felt like I was just doing things pretty well. Now, there was times, especially like on this day where I had some drawdowns and I had some mistakes, but I was able to recover from it. And I think it was because I took the hit, I took the loss early, and was able to rebound. So, anyways, great run here. And from there, one mistake led into another, and things went downhill for me from there in the middle of November. And I got real frustrated with myself. I got bent out of shape. I got into some bad habits. I had a huge drawdown, went sideways for a while. Looked like I was going to, work back up a bit. Went to about $7,000 and downhill once again, and then just went sideways. Ended the month with about $3,300 on the month, and I told myself, look, that was rough. I got to learn through the mistakes. I still ended the month positive, which is okay, but I'm still super pissed about this. Losing basically 10K for that month. So very frustrated on the second half. And I think what happened here, and this is December, is I think that I let that carry over, and continuing those bad habits and getting out of my strategy and my discipline. And it's really just been kind of downhill. It started a little positive, had a huge loss there, brought it back up a bit, but was still negative, and then just been on a nasty downhill cycle here. So I had to show you that. Not happy with it, but that's just the reality of it. So I think if there's anything to learn, it's stick to a strategy and hone it and really work on it. And if to yeah, sorry guys, I'm just beat up here. So we'll see, guys. I want you to stay tuned. I don't know what to do at this point. I know I need to maybe pull back a little bit and, like I said, get back to basics. Maybe I just need to take a few days off. We are getting close to Christmas here, and I just don't. I'm sure some of you can relate where where trading can be stressful, and if you let that bleed into your other parts of your life, it's not necessarily, you know, a good thing. And yeah, so anyways, hope this video isn't too depressing for you. I really want everyone out there to succeed and really learn from their lessons and move forward here. So hopefully there are some learning lessons for you. I think in most cases, a lot of people have been through this, especially if you're a seasoned trader. Even if you're not, I'm sure, even if you're a beginner trader, you've suffered some serious losses here and there. But anyways, that's it for now. I'm going to wrap this up because I'm babbling right now. But anyways, that is today. It is December 22nd, Wednesday, and I might have to just call it quits for today. And like I said, stay tuned, and we'll see what happens for the rest of the month, so I can give you guys some updates. Take care. See you on the next one.